today, guys. It is like just being able to get a chance to learn from this guy. Like, you guys have no clue. You guys are in for a treat. So with that being said, guys, my name is Greg Brown. I'm here in Maryland, and I'm so honored to be able to introduce who's going to be speaking today, guys. So he is an executive with our company, guys, a co-owner of the company, recently promoted senior vice president, guys, got offices across the entire country, guys, personally mentored by our CEO, my personal mentor as well, guys. With that being said, can we please give it up for the Chris Hart? Chris Hart, are you on the call?
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Let's do it.
How you guys doing? Welcome to the call tonight, guys. So first of all, whether you were invited by somebody you know personally, someone you just met recently through social media, whether it was Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, welcome, guys. Today's call won't go too long. My goal today, guys, is the one to give you my background, my story, kind of who I am, how I got started in this industry. And then 2, I'll talk about the future of financial services, what's happening today in our industry. And then 3, I'll walk you through what we do exactly to serve families and how we get paid in that entire process. So if you're someone on today's call saying, I'm looking for an opportunity for maybe a part-time income, maybe for a transition from my current career, maybe looking for a career that's maybe pandemic-proof, guys, this is the call for you tonight. With that being said, my background, my name is Chris Hart. I'm from California originally, born and raised in Cali. Prior to PHP, worked at a company called Apple. At Apple, my job was to help companies integrate Apple technology, software, hardware. Loved Apple, thought I was going to retire there, but God had different plans for me. I met a guy named Curtis Eman at my church back in 2013. We had some small talk about a company called PHP. So I asked him what it stood for. He said, people helping people. I said, that's a pretty corny name. Like, what do y'all do? He said, we help families make money, save money, and get out of debt. At the time, guys, I was age 26, just gotten married. I thought, okay, as a new husband, I should probably be responsible with money and finances. So why not? I'll hear you out. So we had a conversation the following Sunday after church. He blew me away. I'm not sure about you guys. Mom and dad did the best they can by me, but we never quite had discussions about personal finances and money. And so it made sense to me. I became a client right away. Now, he tried to recruit me. And I said, Curtis, I work for Apple. We have $100 billion in the bank. I wasn't cocky, but I work for Apple. I'm good, guys. Apple had $100 billion in the bank, not Chris Hart. But my ego was tied to working for a big, sexy company. I could be you maybe on this call right now. So I passed in the opportunity, and I said, hey, I got 7 siblings from age 46 to about 19 years old. I'm going to give you some referrals. So I referred my older sister, Tammy, and my brother, Stan. So about 3-4 months goes by, and Curtis calls back from our referrals. And I asked him, I said, hey, man, Curtis, I'm just curious. What'd you make commission-wise for my brother and sister? He made $7,000 in commission for 2 hours of work. I thought, wow, that's pretty good money for 2 hours of work. And so I made a very selfish move. I say, as of right now, my entire family is set. No one needs any help. We're good to go. That wasn't true. And I thought, man, it was so simple. I could probably do it myself one day. So, of course, I procrastinated, never got started. And eventually what happened was my wife wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I said, hey, babe, it's 2013. We live in Southern California. I need you to work. It's not 1955. We need 2 incomes, right? And she was very adamant about that. So I said, okay, cool. How can we make this happen? So me and Curtis sat down and had lunch. I said, hey, Curtis, if I get started with the company part-time, can I make an extra $2,000, $3,000 a month? He says, Chris, you get started here, man, within 3 or 4 years, you'll be a $250,000 earner with offices across the country. I said, hey, Curtis, don't sell me some crazy dream making $250,000 a year. Can I make an extra $2,000, $3,000 a month part-time? He says, yeah. So I figured, why not? Worst case scenario, I come on board, get a license, learn about money and finances. It's a win-win for my family. So I got started, guys, got licensed in 1 month. Within 4 months, retired my wife. Within 1 year, I left Apple. So it wasn't some get-rich-quick scheme or some overnight sensation. Took some hard work and dedication. But fast forward today, God's definitely blessed us. We have offices across the country. We have a presence in California. We're in West Texas, North Dakota, Ohio, Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, and also the Carolinas, guys. And so you're probably wondering, okay, what do you guys do? What is this company? So People Helping People, PHP Agency, we're an FMO. We're a financial marketing organization. What we do is we market financial products on behalf of companies such as AIG, John Hancock, Allianz, National Life Group. And right now, guys, our industry is shrinking. The typical agent today in financial services is a 61-year-old Caucasian male. Nothing wrong with being 61 years old or a white male, but here's the problem. They got one foot in, one foot out, they're about to retire. And white males are actually a shrinking majority in our country, the fastest growing minorities, Latin America. So these companies, AIG, Nationwide, John Hancock, Allianz, they don't care what color you are, how old you are, or where you come from. All they care about is distribution of financial service products. But they know this. People normally buy from people who look, talk, and act like them. So the average agent in financial services today is a 61-year-old white male. Who is he marketing to? Probably people from his demographic. So who's being left behind? Well, you got Gen Z, you've got millennials, you got Gen Xers, you got women and minorities. So people helping people in a very unique position, guys. We're extremely diverse. Our CEO, Patrick Bet-David, has a channel called Valuetainment on YouTube with over 2.5 million subscribers. Patrick is 41 years old. He's a Syrian and Iranian. That's our CEO. Our executive team consists of an African-American, Nigerian-American, 2 Mexican-Americans, 2 Caucasians, Salvadoran-American, Honduran-American, Puerto Rican-Cuban, Caucasian, Asian, Caucasian, African-American, and Filipino-American. We're a melting pot. Our #1 agency builder is a 35-year-old African-American Caucasian female. Guys, that's unheard of in this industry. This is a good old boys club, whiskey and cigars. So we're in a unique position, guys, where we're attracting all walks of life. And so you're probably wondering, what are we doing as a company to help solve these problems? So everyone on this call who has an idea to be their own boss one day, who wants to monetize their God-given gifts and abilities, has to become an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs get paid based off the size of the problems they solve. Well, we're solving 3 problems here. 1, distribution. Guys, I'm a 34-year-old African-American male. I have access to a market that a 61-year-old agent may have a hard time getting to. If you're a female on this call, you have access to a market he can't get to. If you're a Gen Xer, if you're a Gen Z, if you're a millennial, you're unique. These companies, these billion-dollar companies, need our help. So they pay us very well to get access to a market they can't reach. That's the first problem we're solving. That's a billion-dollar problem, and we have a solution for it. 2 is this: financial literacy. Guys, we don't learn how money works in America. We don't. Not in high school, not in college, and not at home. So what do? Make mistakes. We go through our 20s and 30s making mistakes, maybe recovering in our 40s and 50s, right in time for retirement. We have no clue how our 401k works, our TSP, our 403b, what's a Roth IRA, what's a rich man's Roth IRA, what's infinite banking, our tax code 7702. We have no clue. We teach financial literacy here. Concepts that should be taught in high school or college, they're not being taught in our country. That's the second problem we're solving. The third problem is this: entrepreneurship. I don't care how old you are on this call today. If you have plans to open a business in America today, you have to attract 2 of the largest living generations. They're called Gen Z and millennials, and they're different. They don't want to work at a job for 40 years for a 401k for $45K a year. They want to travel, live their best life, get paid what they're worth, have an impact on their community and the world. Well, the last time I checked, that's very hard to do behind a desk or a kiosk. That requires entrepreneurship. But who's teaching us how to be successful entrepreneurs? No one is. So those are the 3 problems we're solving. You're probably wondering, man, that's a lot you guys are doing. How are you doing that, guys? I'm going to transition now and shift gears and share my screen and show you exactly what I'm doing to help serve families. Remember, 2 sets of eyes. 1, I'm going to show you what we're doing on a more granular level, but 2, how we get paid doing it. Keep in mind, I have not seen a client in person since March 2nd. I have not seen a client in person since March 2nd. So yes, this industry is pandemic proof and also recession proof. So that being said, guys, let me share my screen. There we go. Here we go. Here. Boom. All right, cool. Can I get a thumbs up from Ron and Greg? Or okay, cool. So we're good. You guys can hear me. So let's imagine you say, okay, Chris, I'm open to earning a secondary income as a life insurance agent. Now, guys, I never thought in my lifetime I would ever say I'm a life insurance agent. That sounds so freaking boring, right? But guys, we're a different type of company. We had Kevin Hart come out to our conference 2 years ago to do his Irresponsible tour. What type of company books Kevin Hart as a keynote speaker at an insurance conference? Just last year, we had the late, great Kobe Bryant at our conference on stage with George W. Bush. Again, a different type of company. Just last month, we had Mr. International himself, Pitbull the rapper, who's also a very successful entrepreneur at our conference for insurance agents. Again, a different type of company that wants to attract a different type of agent. So let's imagine you say, okay, Chris, I'm open to it. Let's imagine you know a young male, he's 35 years old, looking for life insurance. You're going to educate him on the 3 types of life insurance policies out there. The first one is called term. He says, hey, Anna, I'm not trying to do a GoFundMe or a car wash or a barbecue plate dry when I pass away. I want to take care of my family. Anna says, okay, sir, here's how it works. The first type of policy is called term. So a term policy is anywhere from 10 to say 30 years. And this gentleman says, hey, Anna, I'm open to a 30-year term. Absolutely. So he's 35 years old. He'll be covered to age 65. If he passes away the next 30 years, his family gets a $500,000 death benefit. Great. Now, he's going to pay about $50 a month for that policy. Now, AIG says, Anna, thank you for this introduction. We have a hard time finding clients in your demographic. We're going to advance you 12 times that, which is going to be $600 times our average contract of 50%, and it will make $300 in 1 to 2 hours of work. What kind of job pays that kind of money in 2 hours? Not many. Takes the average American 2 days of working, clocking in, clocking out to take home that kind of money. So that's really good money for Anna. What's in it for her client? Well, her client paid $50 for a $500,000 death benefit. That's pretty cheap. But what's the downside to it? Well, that client's policy expires at age 65. Now, are we healthier at 65 years old or 35 years old? Probably 35. So it's going to cost an arm and a leg to have that policy renew at age 65. Now, this is a phenomenal product, but it's cheap and expensive, but it expires. So not the best solution for everybody. The next one here is called ROP term, right? ROP term. Let's imagine we have car insurance, right? Let me find somebody. Let me find someone to pick on. Olivia Thomas, how you doing, Olivia? How you doing? How you doing? I see you, girl. I see you. I like the hair. I love the hair. Love the color. So Olivia, let's imagine you were in the market for car insurance. And I call from Progressive and say, Olivia, I have a new type of car insurance policy for you. Here's how it works. In the next 5 years, if you have an accident, I'm going to cover you like always. Take care of your car, get it fixed, get you a rental car. Don't worry about it, girl. However, in the next 5 years, if you have any accidents, if you don't have an accident, no accident, I'll give you a full refund of all your past monthly premiums. Would you sign up for that policy? Heck yeah, right? It's like free money coming your way. Now, don't get too excited. That doesn't exist in car insurance. If it did, we all would have it, right? But it does exist in life insurance. It's called ROP term, return of premium. So that same 35-year-old male wants a $500,000 death benefit for his family. And he likes the sound of the ROP term and says, hey, I like that, Olivia. So he's going to pay $100 a month for this policy. Now, Mutual of Omaha, one of the only companies on the market that offers this product, says, Olivia, thank you for this introduction. We have a hard time finding clients. You're a female, you're a woman. We have a hard time in that demographic. We're going to advance you 12 times this. Okay, that's going to be $1,200 times our average contract of 50%. You're going to make $600 in 1 to 2 hours of work. Now, what kind of job pays that kind of money in 2 hours of work? That's not happening at most jobs. Unless you have gifted hands and you're a neurosurgeon, I don't think you're making that kind of money. So that's good money for you. What's in it for your client, though? When your client paid $1,200 a year for life insurance, they paid for 30 years. They ended up paying $36,000 in premium over the last 30 years, but they did not die. At the end of 30 years, they get all that money back in a full refund. Now, for a second pause. Prior to hopping on this call, did you know you can buy life insurance And if you don't die, you get all your money back. Most people don't know that. So think about it for a second. If you don't know about it, do your friends and family know about it? Probably not. So if you don't know, they don't know, who's going to teach them? That 61-year-old agent who's got one foot in, one foot out? Probably not. And so the plus is this. You get it for a refund, which is pretty phenomenal. The downside is the policy still expires. So again, this 35-year-old male is at age 65. He gets a nice check back with no life insurance. He may still need life insurance. So this is a phenomenal product, but not the end-all, be-all for everybody. The next one here is called UL. Let's imagine, right? We were all in the market for life insurance. Let's imagine that my man, Mr. Child here, Adam, what's up, man? How you doing? Adon, how you doing? Let's imagine you were in the market for life insurance, right? If we were in the market for life insurance, how long would we want life insurance for? Most of us want life insurance for life. So this is called universal life / index universal life insurance. It's permanent life insurance for life. So that same 35-year-old male says, I like this policy here. It's permanent. It's for life. I'll take it. He wants a $500,000 death benefit. He's going to pay about $250 a month for this policy. But this policy could replace his 401k potentially. So Ms. Danielle Smith, you say, hey, I know somebody who wants this. And they say, hey, I'm open to paying $250 a month for this policy. National Light Group says, Ms. Smith, thank you for this introduction. We have a hard time finding clients. We're going to advance you 12 times that. That's going to be $3,000 times our average contract of 50%. You're going to make $1,500 in 1 to 2 hours of work. Now, Ms. Smith, what kind of job pays that kind of money in 2 hours of work? Not a lot. Not a lot. Now, guys, that's not why I got started. If you're on this call right now, give me a show of hands if you understand how residual income works. Residual income. So in this industry, there's something called residual income. These companies will say, hey, you know what? Enoch, if you help me find clients like this, I'm going to give you 2% of your client's annual premium for the life of your client, Enoch. Okay, so 2% times $3,000 is going to be what? $60 a year. That's not a lot of money, but $60 a year is not bad if it's helping out 3, 4, or 5 clients a week. Everybody on this call has to work. You have to provide for your family. Whether you're in the military, government employee, or W-2 employee, or private sector, you have to provide for your family. So what are you doing here? You're working every single day. What if your job paid you residuals for all the work you're doing today for the rest of your life? Wouldn't that be phenomenal? In this industry, that's why it's dominated, because people see that, okay, I can work in the industry for 10, 15 years, walk away and retire, get a check for the rest of my life. And here's the cherry on top. When I pass away, guess who gets it? My son, my daughter, my wife, and my kids. So where else can you work, build a business, and the residuals you keep for life and keeps paying your family when you pass away? There aren't many places that do it. I can't sell a house in real estate and get a check for the mortgage being paid every single month. It's a one and done deal. So this is the second highest paid profession behind professional athlete. It goes LeBron James and then whoop, financial services. But what's in it for our client? Where our client, one, got permanent life insurance for life. 2, this account builds something called cash value. This account is growing between 0 and 9% interest. What bank is going to offer you anywhere near 9% growth? It's not happening in the bank, guys. 3, tax-free access. Unlike a 401k or a 403b or a Roth IRA, you do not get tax-free access to most of your employee-sponsored retirement accounts. You can't even touch the money until almost age 60. If you do borrow money from your 401k, you got to pay it back in your next check. 85% of Fortune 500 CEOs use life insurance for retirement. Why? They're wealth-building individuals who want access to their money, so they leverage these vehicles. 4, member benefits. We have a company called Foresters Financial. They offer $8,000 a year towards college for a kid if the parents have a Foresters policy. They also donate $2,000 a year towards a nonprofit of your choice, and they also include a free will by being a policy owner. That's just for being that's just a member benefit for free. 5 flexible payments. Let's imagine you're paying $250 a month for a policy. You're paying $250 a month for a policy, right? Let's just say hard times hit, you can't afford it anymore. You lost your job because of COVID-19 or they cut hours. You can adjust your payment down to say $80 a month. And guess what? Your policy is still in force at $500,000. Now let's say good times hit. You're making more money. You say, hey, honey, why are we putting all this money in the bank? They're giving us 0.004% interest on our money. How about we overfund our IUL and go up from $80 a month to say $500 a month? You could adjust your payment based off the season in your life. When you're doing well, save more. When you're struggling, save less. Last but not least, living benefits. With this policy, NLG, American National Income, Forces Financial will give you living benefits. The old life insurance says this: if I die, my family gets a check. That's old life insurance. If your life insurance only covers you in death, you have an old school policy. Time to upgrade. The new life insurance says this: if I get sick, cancer, heart attack, or a stroke, I get full access to access to a portion of my death benefit while I'm living. So if I get cancer, have a heart attack, or a stroke, I can use my death benefit while I'm alive for absolutely free. Why? Because National Life Group wants your money. So they innovate and offer new products. Here's the problem, guys. We buy the shiny new iPhone every 2 or 3 years. We buy a new Samsung phone every 2 or 3 years. We buy a new car every 7 to 8 years. How often do we buy financial service products? Maybe once in a lifetime. We have no clue what's out there with the latest and greatest innovation within financial service products, guys. So normally, if we were sending off a client, we would say, between these 3 products, which one appeals you the most? Maybe the term, maybe the ROP term, maybe the ULYUL. And we'll go over a set of questions to identify what your goals are for your family and what makes the best sense for you and what budget can be allocated towards that. However, today, guys, we're here for more about the opportunity. So I got one question for you right now. Can you see yourself doing this? Can you see yourself teaching and educating your community about money and finance? If you can see yourself doing this, the next step in the process is you got to get licensed in the future. So the licensing process in the future you have to be vetted. If you have any felonies or misdemeanors dealing with money, you could have a hard time working in your state. That's between you and the state and these companies. These companies are very particular about who they work with. If you have any issues with a background, it could be a hard time. If that's not a problem, the licensing fees in the future will cost you between $100 to $200 depending on what state you're in. But that's in the future. Now, the next step is getting started with our company today. Our platform fee is $199. That platform fee gives you access to all our carriers, from National Life Group to AIG to Mutual of Omaha to Forces Financial, to name a few. You get access to each one of the technology platforms. You get access to our back office system. You have a home office support in Dallas, Texas. Take care of your compliance, your payroll, licensing, and marketing. You also get access to local training via Zoom. We have training every Monday morning, Monday evening, Tuesday evening, Thursday evening, Saturday morning boot camps, and Saturday morning trainings. That's all part of your single platform fee, guys. You also get access to a CFT Academy. It's a 5-week program where we're going to teach you from A to Z how to be an effective agent in this industry in 5 weeks. That's all covered with that, guys. So for 1 second, let's pause. There's a lot of opportunity here. You can make a ton of money, take care of your family. For 1 second, let's imagine there's no money to be made here, guys. Let's imagine you can't make money here at PHP. I want to offer you a couple of guarantees here. Let's just say, Chris, you get started with the company. Let's just say, okay, I get started, and in 6 months, it wasn't a good fit for you. Olivia, you're working here, and you say, hey, man, I'm walking away. I guarantee you 3 things if you get started with our firm. The first guarantee is this: you will learn a lot about money. Guaranteed. You walk away in 6 months, you're going to understand how infinite banking works. Your 401k, 403b, taxation, inflation. And you walk away in 6 months with a mastery of money. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for your family? I think it's a good thing. Is that worth a platform fee of $199? I think it is. Second guarantee. There's someone you guys love and care about on this call right now. A mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, a cousin, an aunt that has no clue how retirement works. They don't have life insurance right now. You're going to introduce them to National Life Group, Mutual of Omaha, AIG. They're going to say, this makes sense. I'm open to it. They come on board as an agent, as a client. You walk away in 6 months, was not a good fit for you long-term. They're going to die one day. When they pass away, they're going to pass down a death benefit claim to your brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, cousins, aunts, and uncles of $250,000, of $500,000. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing for your family legacy? I think it's a good thing. Is it worth $200 for a platform fee? I think it is. The last guarantee is this. If you're in search of purpose, if you're in search of finding a way to build wealth for your family, to increase your income, you have to increase your identity. If you're working here for 6 months, I guarantee you will level up your identity. Because before wealth can come and income comes, identity must increase. How do you increase your identity? By the books you read, the meetings you attend, and people you hang around. So if you're working with us, you'll be bitten by the entrepreneur bug. We're going to challenge you. We're going to push you to be a better person, to increase your standards in life. If you walk away in 6 months with a higher identity, I guarantee you're better positioned to walk in your God-given purpose on this earth. So if you're okay with those 3 guarantees, I don't see any reason not to move forward unless you do, guys. So as you wrap up here, guys, we're going to be dropping a link right now in our chat box here. So I believe if you have an iPhone or an Android phone or a tablet, there should be a box that says chat on the right-hand side. If you're on the laptop, at the bottom it says chat. It's got a number 17 there for unread messages. Go to that drop box, guy, that message box there. Is a Google Docs form being submitted to you right now. So click that Google Docs form. On that Google Docs form, you have 3 options. Everybody on this call falls into 3 categories. All of you guys fall into 3 categories. First category, 1, Chris, love the message. Makes a lot of sense. I got some questions. Great. Hit that Google form, type in your name, your phone number, hit option 1, I've got questions. We'll give you a call this evening to answer any questions you may have. The second group, Chris, this makes sense, man. Part-time, 4 to 8 hours a week. I can work from home from a laptop or an iPad, make that kind of money for my family. I'm ready to get started. Option 2, I want to get started tonight. Give us your name, your number. We'll give you a call this evening to go over the next steps for orientation class. Third group, Chris, love my job, love my career, love what I do. But I have no clue what infinite banking is. I have no clue what rich man's Roth IRA is. I have no clue what tax code 7702 is. So I'm open to learning more about money and finances. If you're open to a free, no-look obligation at your personal finances, you're in that third group. So again, you all fall in one of those groups. You're in group 1. I've got questions. Fill out the link. We'll answer your questions for you. You're in group 2. Chris, I want to get started, man. Fill out that form. We'll give you a call tonight. Start tonight and get you in time for our next orientation class. Group 3. Chris, I want to learn more about money and finances. I'm open to a free, no-look obligation at my personal finances. If that's you guys, fill out that Google Forms link. We'll give you a call tonight, guys. Other than that, man, God bless. Have a fantastic evening. Until I see you again, guys. Thank you.